Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm J-Rock and I want to thank you for stopping by. Today we have another unboxing, and today we're going to actually unbox the women's Air Jordan OG. This is the first ever women's Jordan. So I know that, over the past couple of years, you've seen Jordan Brand come out with some amazing silhouettes for women, but this is the very, very first Jordan that came out exclusively for women. We're going to get into the overall sneaker in a second, but I wanted to read this card. So this card actually came upside down. This card came on the inside of the box, and I wanted to read what it says. But just before I get started, you guys can see the card, white Jumpman with a red background. And then this is what the writing looks like. The women's Air Jordan. In 1998, Jordan Brand took inspiration from not only the greatest basketball player in the world, but also the undeniable skill, style, and spirit of the Jumpman women's community to create its first women's Air Jordan silhouette. Inspired by a community that was ready to claim its professional spot on the court, the silhouette was designed for the women who were owning and growing the game across the world. From the dimpled leather of the Air Jordan 13 to the herringbone traction, the shoe was designed to do what MJ did, to fly. 2 decades later, the women's Air Jordan returns to inspire a new generation of women to claim their spot and own the game. So this was just a very special sneaker. If we think back to the late 90s when this sneaker dropped, so this dropped in 98. So the year before, in 1997, that was the first season of the WNBA. And prior to that, women were already into the game of basketball, not just in the US, but globally. And even back then, if you didn't play basketball as a woman, you still may have liked sneakers. You still liked wearing Jordans. And there never was a sneaker that catered specifically to women. Sure, you can get the smaller sizes, the kids sizes, but there was never an Air Jordan silhouette that was just for women. So this is definitely a special sneaker for them to bring it back 20 years later, especially for someone who never wore Jordans. Back in the late 90s, my family didn't have that kind of money for me to to wear these kind of sneakers. I mean, when I was in grade school, I was wearing sneakers from Payless straight up. So to actually get my hands on these 20 years after they drop is pretty cool. So as the card said, this sneaker takes its talents or takes its look from the Air Jordan 13 silhouette. And for those of you who are familiar with the Jordan 13 silhouette, you know that the dimpled leather goes all the way through the side, the lateral and medial side of the sneaker. But this OG women's Jordan is a little bit different because cutting through this, the dimple leather pattern is this black mesh material all the way around. And that's both on the lateral and medial sides of the shoe. And on the back of the shoe, you have this black Jumpman, and then you have what looks like a W back here. And if we take both sneakers together, you can see that the black Jumpman, the W, and the dimpled leather on the back is the same on both sneakers. Taking a look at the tongue of the sneaker, you can see it's white with a red Jumpman on it, and the shoe comes with white laces. If we take a look at the outsole of the sneakers, you can see it's got the white with the black cutting through it, but then you also have this carbon fiber back here with the red Jordan. But this sneaker, it's not really about what the shoe itself looks like. It's more about what it represents. For me as a woman who loves sneakers that are not purple, pink with flowers and glitter. I like a solid sneaker, something that doesn't have to be kind of set apart and has to look girly. This represents the fact that women are being seen, or women can be seen as the same as men in terms of what we want, and for us to have our own thing. This for me says a lot more than just, oh, this is a women's Jordan. It's the fact of Jordan Brand back in 1998 finally took notice and realized that, hey, we deserve our own stuff. And now decades later, we see that more and more women's sneakers are coming out. There are more and more designers, women designers who are coming out and designing their own sneakers, not just Jordans, but you have people like Jazare, who designed her own sneaker with Reebok. And then going back to the Jordan collection, you have Melody Asani, who designed her sneaker. There are a lot of women out here who are out here getting it and designing their own stuff. And it just, it really starts with a shoe like this, of being seen and putting women on the map when it comes to sneakers. I'm not going to make this a typical unboxing. You guys can see the red Jumpman. You guys have seen the mesh, and you guys have seen kind of the whole sneaker. But this is really not about, okay, well, what does the shoe look like? Because this shoe didn't really sell out. It was stuck in, or it's still sitting in malls. I think it may have sold out on sneakers, but a lot of other stores kept it. So it's not really about the look of the sneaker itself. Like, oh, this sneaker is super dope. It's not really about that, even though I think these are crazy. It's not about that. It's really about what the shoe represents for women as a whole, women who are athletes, women who are in professional sports, who sometimes are seen as less than, they're not as good as men, or whatever the case is. Really represents, women having their own space and their own place in the game of sneakers. But I'm interested to hear what other people think. I can go on and on about how big of a deal this sneaker is for me, but I want to know, do you guys think it's a big deal? Or do you actually find the shoe to be a good looking shoe? Would you buy this for your girlfriend? Or if you're a woman watching, is this a shoe that you picked up? I'd love it if you leave a comment so I can hear what you think. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.